It is time once again for the annual Niagara Falls Volunteer Awards. Nominations are now open. Aniko Bzdyl, a volunteer herself, is here to talk about the process. Aniko, nominations have opened. They opened September 13th. Has there been a lot of response already?
We have received responses from our corporate sponsors and a few that basically anxiously await to acknowledge their volunteers.
Aniko, can you walk us through some of the special categories?
Oh yes, definitely. So we have the Environment Award, which last year was Land Care Niagara received, and it's presented to either a group or a citizen that resides in Niagara, and they contribute significantly towards the protection or enhancement of the area. The George MacPhail Award, which went to Deborah Toth last year, an outstanding volunteer that contributes in recreation to the citizens. The Senior Volunteer Award, which is presented to anybody 60 years or older who demonstrates a true commitment to the community with their volunteer work. And our Youth Volunteer, which is actually pretty spectacular because it's anyone under the age of 21 who demonstrates true commitment to the community, which is pretty significant when they're that young. And that went to Wahiba Ahmed last year. And then we also have like the Civic Pride Award, where they demonstrate true commitment to the community and try to help make the city nicer. And that went to Wally Friesman last year. And the Stanford Collegiate Alumni Award in memory of Barbara Frum.
Aniko, last year you handed out 40 plus awards. How many nominations typically come in each year for these awards?
I've been part of the subcommittee for a couple years, and each of the awards we usually get, for the major awards, we usually get about between 3 and 5 people that we have to thoroughly read and choose from. And then roughly for the acknowledgement awards, there's about 40.
In light of the pandemic over the last 18 months, Aniko, do you expect more or fewer nominations this year?
Last year, we anticipated less because it was the initial year of the pandemic, and we actually received the normal amount. Honestly, the pandemic, although it shut down a lot, it really drove the need for volunteerism. So I don't expect it to be lower.
Last year, you could not gather the winners for a ceremony, but you're planning to do that this November.
We are not doing the traditional dinner. It is going to be slightly changed and slightly creative. We figured last year we had to adapt to the restrictions, so this year we kind of have to evolve because we don't want to commit to a dinner and then find out that we have our restrictions back in place. So we're being a little creative, and on November 9th, we're still going to be at the site Club Italia, and we're just going to have an outdoor event and be able to celebrate and acknowledge all of the recipients.
Well, that would be fantastic. We don't need the dinner, but it's great to gather them together and recognize them together as a group, because that really shows the strength in numbers, how many people really do care about what happens in the community of Niagara Falls.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And last year, although we didn't have the gathering, we really appreciated the aspect of being able to talk to each one. We delivered the awards to them personally, and we spoke to them, and they were able to speak of their organizations and what they did and what inspired them to do it and what motivates them to keep going. So we think that we might be able to provide some of that as well because of the way we have the event planned.
The nominations close October 8th. You and the rest of the committee vet through those nominations. Then when will you announce this year's winners?
I believe it happens about a week before, but the real acknowledgement happens night of the event.
Aniko, thank you so much for joining us, and again for those nominations. They're done online, and you can visit niagarafalls.ca/volunteer awards. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.